Back in Tucson, Arizona for the WPH Icebreaker Ice Bowl. This is Icebreaker number 2 of the summer. My name is Dave Vincent. We're at Clark Park for the women's final. Michaela Esser going up against Dr. Ashley Ruiz. Ashley recently married to Braulio Ruiz, who's in the top 8. Ashley as well. So is Michaela Esser and her husband, Sam Esser. So we have a pair of married couples that are in the top 8 of the WPH Outdoor and Indoor Pro Tours, which is pretty cool to see. These two are real close friends. Let's see how friendly they are after the match.
Serving from Tucson, Arizona, we've Michaela Esser, and returning from Tucson, Arizona, we've Ashley Moeller. 2 games to 15 and tiebreakers also.
That's the announcement from
to serve first,
our referee, Stephen Cooney. First serve going to Michaela Esser. She has these really quick snap overhand power drives that are on the deep line, and it's one of her strengths.
Point.
In fact, it might very well be her strength. Just a snap of the wrist, and she could flip it over to the left really quick as well, and it just keeps you centered.
2 serve 0.
The ball comes down on the side wall, right on that wall. You see right there, it's either going to hit the wall or hit the ground, and you sort of have to play different either way. That time, Ashley would have had to have gone
3 serve 0.
off the court to get that ball back. Michaela missing her spot, giving Ashley a chance to actually get a return back. Ruiz catches up to it, unable to get it back to the front wall. Another point for Michaela.
Points. 4 serve 0.
You heard the referee say it, but best 2 out of 3 to 15. You have to win by 2. Breaker also to 15.
Points. 5 serve 0.
Back when Ashley Moeller was Ashley Moeller, and she got married. Now it's Ashley Ruiz and Shorty Ruiz. July 22nd was right at the last Icebreaker that we held.
Want me to clean it? Resuming play. 0 serve 5.
Ashley and Shorty flew off with daughter Scarlett to Hawaii, got married, and came back, and
I see the serve good.
now find themselves in the finals, and that ball just in.
One serve 5.
Another close one.
Point. 2 serve 5.
Thought there was a little bit of congestion there. Ashley didn't call anything. But she definitely kind of pulled her arm back in just a little bit as she crossed by. More of a safety hold than it was a hinder. And again, that's that great serve. I don't think anybody could really get that back. How do you know if it's going to hit the ground or the side wall?
Point. 6 serves 2.
It's unbelievable. I don't know how she does it. She gets about 3 or 4 of those a match. She's already hit 3 in this one.
The point. 7 serves 2.
She's got 4 aces on overhand lob serves out of 7 points.
And 2 serve 7.
That's going to be tough to get back, but Michaela is able to do it. Strong left hand. Both of these women have very strong legs, and it's perfect for the outdoor game. The courts have been pretty wet, and actually we're going to play that over. think Michaela was actually playing the ball to come out a little bit more toward the center of the court, and it rode toward Ashley, and since she was screened just enough, Ashley gave her that call, which is actually the noble thing to do. They're both pro players, so they know exactly where the ball's going, but that time Michaela didn't know where it was going because she couldn't see it. Played it over. That's a long ball. Going to 15 here. Game number 1, 7-3. In favor of Michaela. Ashley serving 3-7. Second serve. Michaela gets more of those balls that slide off the court than anybody I've ever seen.
7 serves 3.
And that's a compliment to her, actually. Because I know she's doing this mostly on purpose. Sometimes you hit it, you don't know exactly that it's going to do that, but it's part of her game plan to make it confusing. And another point on the serve for Michaela.
Point. 9 serves 3.
Gee. Perfect shot from Ashley Moeller, drives that ball deep. That's one way to get Michaela out of the server's box.
3 serves 9.
Start slicing walls.
Second checks right here.
It's a great view of Tucson, Arizona, and Clark Park here at Randolph,
4
just off
serves 9.
Alvernon Way. Alvernon and Speedway.
Long ball.
Or is it Broadway? I guess it's Broadway.
Second serve.
I get that confused because I'm speeding on Broadway, usually. Moeller catches up to it. Excuse me, Ruiz catches up to it, but unable to get it back to the front wall. And a timeout called by Dr. Ruiz.
10 serves 4. 1 minute.
Michaela Esser, 5'10". She feels like you're standing next to a 6-footer. Practically is. She's tall. She has a lot of strength in her legs. She has a long wingspan. She was a college volleyball player. You can see her favorite athlete, Carrie Walsh. Agility, power, consistency, her favorite athlete. We saw that already. Left corner ceiling is her best shot. I think it's those overhand drives, but it could be a lot of different things with her because she's got so much power deep in the court. Nonetheless, Michaela Esser, Tucson, Arizona now, from the Midwest, and now she finds herself in the women's final up against her best friend, Ashley Moeller.
Time.
One of her best friends.
Score is 10 serves 4.
Such a good serve. You don't see Michaela dipping down and doing the sidearm stroke much in the server's box, but I bet if she went in and practiced it, it would be lethal because she's got so much power
The score is 11
with her
serves
sidearm
4.
stroke, but it doesn't really, you don't really need it if you got this deep serve that she's got. And I'm not sure really how you defend it other than you need to score points when you get in the server's box.
Hand off. 4 serves 11.
It's like when you're playing the Kansas City Chiefs in football. How do you beat Mahomes? It's just that you need to score more points. You're not really going to stop him. You're not going to stop that amazing offense. So you're going to have to go out there with your best offense to defeat them. And that's kind of what you have to do against Michaela, because she's so powerful and she dictates the flow of the game so much.
Hand off. 11, serve 5.
Again, there's another one of those balls that hit the ground right at the wall and it just squelches off.
Point. 12, serve 5.
We're going to 15. It's 12-5. Game number 1, women's final. It's going to be tough. Ruiz has a ton of overhand power with her left, but she was unable to get that back to the front wall, just a little short. That ball actually almost made it back to the front wall. Now game point, serves 5.
Point. 14, game point, serve 5.
Well, it's apropos that Michaela gets her final point on that serve that brought her most of these points. 15-5 in game number 1 as Michaela Esser takes down Dr. Ashley Ruiz here in the women's final of the Icebreaker Ice Bowl. This is Icebreaker number 2, Tucson, Arizona, at Clark Park, where the weather has not been participating very well. Hasn't been giving us any favors until this morning, here on a Sunday, where the sun is out and it's actually pretty darn perfect out here.
Serve first, 0, serve 0.
And that's a very quick side out.
Hand off. 0, serve 0.
Again, another ball that doesn't make it to the front wall.
Point. 1, serve 0.
Smart play from Ruiz coming in and trying to pop that ball before it gets to the ground. Unfortunately, she kind of rushed her shot there. 2-0 is the score. That time Michaela going with more of a quick snap drive down that wall. And you can see just disrupting her serve just a little bit allowed Ashley to get back into the server's box. I mean, she was thinking about Ashley stepping in again. And so she did a quick serve, and that allowed Ashley to get a better return and another shot after that. And now that's a good shot. Maybe the tides will turn just a bit. Look at that. Right to front shot. Open palm, squared up to the side wall a little bit. I know Ruiz has been struggling with that sidearm kill into the right corner.
2, serves 1.
But did tell me that she sort of rediscovered it during this tournament, so hopefully we see more of that. If you're part of her camp and she goes for another kill shot, that ball skips in.
Call that down ball.
Just not enough. It looked like it made it, but it didn't. Now, that ball popped.
3, serves 1.
That was a gettable ball that Ruiz missed.
4, serves 1.
Let's see what serve that Ashley's going to pick out of the quiver here. She needs to score some points against Michaela. She plays her enough in practice to know what her weaknesses are.
Long ball.
It's not a bad idea. I think you should always go for that line on the first serve. That's a good serve there. Now, if you can do that serve every time, you're going to be scoring some points outdoors, no matter who you're playing.
Point. 2, serves 4.
Look at that power. Unbelievable shot right there from Michaela Esser, who was 50 feet back, and then she pushed Ashley 55 feet back.
4, serves 2.
Esser decided to let that ball play her a little bit too much. Could have taken it on the up bounce a little quicker. Easy for me to say. She's looking back into the sun as she goes after that ball. That should be a point for Ruiz.
Check the ball, please. I call that a point. Scores 3, serves 4. Timeout. That's your first timeout. Scores 4.
Well, we're all together at 4 here in game number 2. Ashley Ruiz here at the Ice Bowl comes in at the number 1 seed, 5'7", Tucson, Arizona. Tucson Racket and Fitness Club is what she calls home, as well as Clark Park right here. Her highest ranking is number 3. Fist kill, fly kill, court sense. Her favorite athlete, David Wright, who you might recall, third baseman for the New York Mets. USHA three-wall doubles national champion. Of course, the national championships are underway or going to be underway here in the next week, so we might get another couple medals from her. She's also won the Women's Classic a couple times. Ashley Ruiz, Dr. Ashley Ruiz, is trying to force this one into a tiebreaker on a Sunday here at Clark Park. You're watching the World Players of Handball at WPHLive.TV.
Resuming play. The score is 4, serves 4. Point.
And a quick first point there for Ashley. Anytime Michaela gets into the flow of things and she's dictating traffic,
4, serves 5.
the percentage of her winning the rally or the point goes up extreme amounts. What you don't want to do is get Michaela engaged in any one of these rallies, because she'll take charge immediately.
Run in if you're gonna run.
See how Michaela only really gives Ashley one choice or maybe even 2 chances to get the ball back. If you give Michaela any type of setup where she can hit the ball overhand, she's going to drive you all the way deep to the deepest line right on a side wall. And you can see right there, that serve is so good. Ashley's able to get it back, but that allows Michaela still to kind of push Ashley around. Ashley's going to have to make some really great shots, and that was one of them, forcing Michaela off the court.
Hand up. 5, serves 5.
Ashley's going to look back at this and just shake her head at that last shot she took into the left corner. She patty-caked the ball right toward the middle and just gave a huge setup opportunity for Michaela, who drove it back down the right wall, out the door, and that forced Ruiz to call the timeout.
Scores 5.
We're all together at 5 going to 15. That was a pretty good shot right there. We give you the aerial view from about 90 feet up.
6, serve 5.
Doesn't feel like it's the right day for Ashley here.
7, serve 5.
Hopefully she can mount a comeback if you're in her camp. 8-5 now the score. Going to 15. First one went to Michaela Esser.
Point. 8, serve 5.
Who's now serving on that right wall for the last few serves. She might want to change that. I'm not sure if that's what strategic move she's trying to get out of that, but she was having success standing in the middle of the court.
And up.
Ashley exploits her immediately by
serve
driving
8.
it back down that left wall. It was a beautiful shot from Ruiz.
Point. 6, serves 8. And up. 8, serve 6.
Wow. Another nice shot. Now 9-6 is the score here in game number 2. You can see that Esser has gone back to the center of the court. You're going to do that real quick wrist flick that she does. She can either go to the left or right with that, and you just don't know until she hits it. She's one of the only players I've ever seen that doesn't telegraph it. In fact, after I first saw her do it a few tournaments ago, I went in by myself down to the courts and started practicing. Got 5 balls, put them in a little bucket, and just try to make this little quick flip.
Second serve.
And I'm glad to report I cannot do it. And Michaela gets that side out.
And up. 9, serve
Michaela
6.
back on the right wall. Such a good serve. This time there was no telegraphing. It was all telegraphing, I should say. She said, I'm going to serve it to the left, and that's exactly where she went with
10,
it.
serve 6.
Let's see if she does one over her own head. And that's sort of the problem with that serve is if you're going to turn your back completely, you don't see your opponent sneaking in, and that's exactly what Ashley did.
And off. 6, serve
6 to 10, going to 15. Nice get. And Ruiz is unable to catch up to that one. Back into another side-out situation with
That's your second
Esser
timeout.
back in the box, but we're
10,
calling a
serve
timeout
6.
here at Clark Park in Tucson,
1 minute.
Arizona, where the WPH is holding the Ice Bowl for the year. Players are going to get ice poured over their heads. You're going to see that whether it's Esser or
Scores 10,
Ruiz here.
Serve 6. And up. 6, serve 10. And up. 10, serve
Couple
6.
quick side outs here. 10 to 6. Make that 11. Now Esser 4 points away from winning
Point.
the tournament
11, serve 6.
and the cash and the ranking points and a bucket of ice cold water.
Point. 12, serve 6.
I like how Michaela hit that ball and then quickly tried to jump out of the way to not appear to be in the way.
Point. 13, serve
She knows
6.
it's a great shot, but she wants to get out of the way so the referee doesn't see anything to call to stop it. That's a ton of power right there.
Timeout.
You see both of these players are winded right now.
It's your second timeout. The score is 6 serves 13.
That was a pretty tough rally as we fly in on the drone, taking a look at the donor wall here in Clark Park. I want to thank the WPH film crew for providing this video coverage this weekend. Shay Lowenstein doing all of the work behind the scenes, along with the WPH film crew. Good serve there. Moeller 9 points away, Michaela 2 points away. And again, another one of those great shots that just slide out a wall right out the door from Michaela Esser, who is now in the driver's seat, serving at 13-6 here in game number 2 after winning the first one. And now we're at match point.
Point. 14 possible match point. Serve
I believe that if Michaela gets the last point here, her husband's going to pour the ice on her. And it did not happen. Dr. Ruiz back into the box, 6-14.
Hand off. 6 serves 14.
Today, Michaela's just too strong. Seems like every ball she hits is just 5 miles an hour more than
possible match point. Serve 6.
what Ashley is anticipating. And that's it.
Game.
Michaela Esser wins the WPH Outdoor Ice Bowl of 2022 for the women's bracket. Let's see what happens here. Michaela taking the ice. Dave Fink being nice here, not actually filling that thing up.
Okay.
I don't know if I want to touch it. I don't get that close.
Let's go to our winner right now. Dave Fink has her courtside. Dave?
Kayla, congratulations on your second Icebreaker. Ashley's a great rival of yours. You guys have gone back and forth out here. Today you were able to beat her pretty convincingly in 2 games. What was the difference there today?
We play each other a lot, so we kind of know each other's game. And with my volleyball background, I knew I had great overhand and really good power out here. And I know she's really good in the front, so I really just had to keep it, I think, fast and kind of in the backcourt too, just to prevent her from cutting it off, killing shots. So that was my goal, was just to move her around and kind of pass her.
You ended last season as the #1 ranked women's player in the Icebreaker. Now you take the title in the first Icebreaker of the season. It's got to feel great.
Yeah, it feels really good. I think with thru too, I really love playing out here. It's such a This has been such a great weekend being outside, and yeah, it feels really good to take this win. I'm really happy about it.
Congratulations to Michaela Esser, 15-5, 15-6. She earns her first Ice Bowl championship as she takes down Ashley Ruiz in 2. Here at Clark Park, WPH will continue with more live coverage coming up right around the corner. Stick with us at WPHLive.TV. Thanks for tuning in.